On the face of it, Jose Mourinho should have been waving his players off to international duty, feeling pretty smug about life. Second in the table, a place in the FA Cup semi-finals and a win over hated rivals Liverpool in the last league game before the break. All those boxes ticked. Yet it's hard to think there will be a spring in the Manchester United manager's step at a pretty deserted Carrington training base this week. There rarely seems to be. Putting aside Saturday's quarter-final win over Brighton for 1 minute, the previous few days could turn out to be defining ones in Mourinho's stormy tenure. The Champions League defeat to Sevilla was obviously a huge factor. Not so much the fact United lost, but how they did. Fans have suffered plenty of European disappointments at Old Trafford over the years. Monaco in the 1998 quarters, Borussia Dortmund in the semis the season before. Both games they were expected to win, both times they crashed out. The difference then, though, particularly against Dortmund, was they went down fighting, with guns blazing. This time they went with a whimper. The only roar around the place came with Mourinho's bizarre rant dissing United's recent achievements and the bravery and courage of his players. While some against Brighton chanted his name, loved the defiant stance, for others it was the final straw. Yes, things have improved at United this year, that's obvious. But the style and flair has been the exception rather than the norm. Too often it has been turgid rather than tingling, but with Mourinho it will always be methodical rather than magical. Yes, he's right, United's European history isn't great. But it is the manner of defeat, the manner of performance. An attacking lineup doesn't mean an attacking performance. That was blindingly obvious against the Spanish. Indeed, there is an argument that having so many flair players in the team, yet not playing at pace, actually weakens it, because they cannot play any other way. Or at least nowhere near as well. The problem Jose has this week is that he has no real chance to work with those players he condemned. No chance of forensic dissection of his comments, no chance to explain, to work on righting what's been going wrong. To put an arm around them and show he can be as good a man-manager as he can be a tactical one. Just players sent away with a flea in the ear, then a week of stewing on the manager's criticism, of any resentment bubbling away for the bulk of them. Talking of bulk, it will be interesting to see Jose's next move with Luke Shaw, a player only ever one game away from coating off the manager. In the past his willingness to play with the knock has been questioned. His game intelligence and positional sense have been questioned. At times it has almost verged on bullying. Any other line of work and the full-back would have been lodging a complaint with HR. He was copying it again on Saturday, hauled off at half-time, then having his performance picked apart by the gaffer afterwards. Shaw's selection against Brighton was surely a shop window one, designed to put him there and attract potential suitors. His Old Trafford race, clearly in Mourinho's eyes, is run. How much further the manager's has to go remains highly debatable. During his rant, when he said he could go to other clubs in other countries and win the league every year, he may as well have held a sign reading "Are you listening, PSG?" Two things can happen when a manager turns his guns on the players. They either roll up their sleeves and prove him wrong, or down tools and get him out. It's happened plenty of times before, it will happen plenty of times in the future. It happened to him in his second spell at Chelsea. And for all Mourinho would argue otherwise, because no one does argue quite as well as Jose, last week had very much of a Custer's last stand feel about it to many United fans. If it felt like that to many.